what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about the best selling cards under $5 or less. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Penny Stock Market Watch. Out the gate, branded in red, Super Poly, Fright for Patchwork. It's interesting, Super Poly has been on the rise. I know I saw an Elemental Hero, Destiny Hero, whatever, Masked Hero, whatever hero jambalaya that deck looks like now. I saw one of those decks get, I think it either got a top 32. I think I actually might have topped even. And we talk a lot about how good Invokes run Super Poly, but I think a lot of times it goes really under the radar how good Super Polymerization is in Elemental Heroes. So that's probably why we saw a surge. Elemental Heroes is one of the biggest fan favorite decks out there. But other than that, relatively similar stuff here. Ghost Bells, Cyframe Gear Gammas, Salesman. This one's interesting though. Dark Ruler No More. And this card, this is probably why this card saw a recent surgence in popularity as far as on TCG player, right? And that's the thing that you always have to keep in mind when you're trying to mess with the secondary market of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the fact that, yes, what decks are good, what decks are bad, what decks are fan favorite decks that the casual players will enjoy playing, that needs to be considered, but also, where does the card itself fall, right? Where is the regular wavelength at, right? Because what goes up must come down, but what goes down eventually will start to go back up. And that's kind of where we're at with Dark Ruler No More. It looks like it hit a low point here, which is unfortunate for this structure deck, because this structure deck is really lackluster outside of the Dark Ruler No More. Like, yes, the Raigeki, especially as a super rare, coming to 3 was huge for this structure deck. Effect Veiler seeing a resurgence of popularity was huge for the structure deck. But really, Dark Ruler No More was your main reason why you wanted this card, or this structure deck. I mean, if you like the archetype, you like the archetype. D-Barrier is not really that great of a reprint. There's enough D-Barriers to go around. And there really isn't anything in this structure deck that makes me run and try to get this structure deck off the shelves. The Dark Ruler No More, though, was really bringing it in. But I think what ended up happening was so many people saw that, and so many people bought out all the Dark Ruler No Mores, at least from the shelves, the structure deck, and now they're selling them on the secondary market. And now that people are seeing that these are going for 365, seems to be the lowest it's going to go, people are going for it. And I think this is a great time to buy. This is an absolute fantastic time to buy. But just do keep in mind, depending on when you're seeing this, if you waited a couple of days to watch this, you might go look and see Dark Ruler No More is now already back in the $5. Because literally on the second page, we're already at $5. Now this one right here, 165 from Card Addiction at 435. It'll probably plus 78 cents shipping and handling, so it's a little bit over $5. It'll probably hold that line for a bit. 75 at 365 with shipping orders over $30. Actually, I think, yeah, if you got 10 of these, you'd have free shipping, and you'd get them for about $40. Which, honestly, actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's just, instead of just guesstimating, let's see what it looks like after taxes and then after all of that. Because remember, the shipping is free here. Oh, it doesn't even have the sales tax. It'll add the sales tax later. I guess we'll come all the way out to here. Okay, I gotta sign in. Okay, so that's too much. But point I'm trying to make, let's say it's $40. You're gonna end up getting these Dark Ruler No Mores for $4 each after taxes, shipping, and handling if you buy it from that person specifically. But the point that I'm trying to make with that is that the other version of Dark Ruler No More is the Prismatic Secret Rare. This is also affecting it as well. The fact that it's getting another reprint. That reprint has obviously affected it too. No, obviously, right? But I think the fact that it's the 7th best-selling card under $5 does show that there is still value to be had there. And I don't think it was out of the realm of possibility to say within the next year, no more reprints of Dark Ruler No More, right? It might happen. Odds are it won't happen, though. And 2 versions in a structure deck and a prismatic secret rare version is not a lot. And this card could very easily be worth a lot of money a year from now. And that's where you end up spending 40 to get 10 and selling 10 at 100. And that literally is not out of the realm of possibility. Dark to Dark Gloomer is gloomy. Is Dark Charmer Gloomy is still kicking. Sword Soul Emergence, interestingly enough, is here. I'm curious to see if Sword Soul has sort of calmed down and climbed down into the... It is not. Okay. Always got to be looking to see. Edge of Chain. Let's look at all versions of Edge of Chain. I mean, technically, I can't even talk about this card anymore. Right? Because technically, it's not a penny stock. But I will just go ahead and say these 2 things about this. One, this is why we talk about these cards. Like, this is why I talk about these cards every single week. Is to show you, like, this card, like, 331, that's 12 days ago, was a high of 256. And now it is lowest is selling modded plays at 525. So if you bought 10 at 326 12 days ago, or not even, if you bought 10 a week ago for $3, you have them for 30. You'd have over $50 worth of cards if you kept them in that near mint. Honestly, we're talking about maybe even 70, like, if you bought 10, obviously. And I do think the ship has sailed on this. There's a fun little interaction that you have with Fright for Patchwork, searching Edge of Chain, searching Poly. That's why Edge of Chain is so popular. But I also think, too, like, it is a fun archetype. That's it, though. That's the only reason. And that's just what's going to happen. That's just, it is what it is. And it's unfortunate that sometimes, it's fortunate and unfortunate that sometimes the Yu-Gi-Oh market is just like, that card. That card is going to get bought out. And it is what it is. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's not a penny stock anymore. But it was crazy that Edge of Chain is not a penny stock anymore. But Regeki, Cosmic Cyclone, Exo Sister, Mikalis has kind of fallen all the way down here. This is interesting. This is the first time we've seen this. A fusion plus a dark. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls, Predator Counter. Negate the activated effects of monster's Predator Counter. It's pretty good. Biggest thing, though, obviously, super poly target. Not only is it a super poly target, but it's a super poly target in the mirror match. So, the Albus mirror match is going to be probably popular, right? It's not going to be by the wayside. And the fact of the matter is that you can super poly this out. Also, any decks that, because super poly allows you to use all your opponent's materials. So it's not just a mirror match. And you could just run super poly if you, let's say, are running like Dragon Link, runs a lot of dark decks, Shadal's obviously, but that goes without saying, I think. But you can even run it, let's say you're playing Salamangreat, no dark monsters at all. You could still kind of get away with running super polymerization. You pitch the Spinny, you use one of your opponent's dark and fusion monsters, summon this card out. Right? And this is a quick effect. This is a really good effect. And pay no attention to whatever that is. It's about a $5 card. Like, I think this is a really good buy. But you're not going to need... It probably isn't a good buy in the sense that it's going to continue to go up in price. But it could bump up a little bit. Right? It could be a situation where if you know you're going to want this card, get it now. Because it'll probably be like $1 or maybe $1.50 more by the time the Outback Strike structure deck comes out, which I think is either this week or next week. So get ready for that to hit the format. Bird Call. It's here as well. Harpy's Feather Duster. Veiler, Pre-Rise, and Map. DDD cards. So pretty typical there. Let's take a look at this card here. Let's take a look at Lyricist in general. Lyricist as a whole is a relatively cheap deck. I'm curious, though, to see what its running mate is. If I can, is there a space? I don't think so. All right, so we'll just do that. So kit is still. I mean, this is a different kind of. That's the Blazing Vortex kit, yeah. I mean, as far as penny stock decks are concerned, I mean, this is the whole archetype right here. So you're talking $2, so $6. This is $6.50. 7 bucks. You probably run 3 of these, or at least 2. $9. Run 2 of these. 11, 13 bucks, 14. Um, 15. There's. Does this not get a reprint? Did Kit not get the reprint? I thought for sure Kit was in the 2022, 2021 Megatons. It was not. Okay. So that's why this card's a little bit more on the pricey side. Here's the thing about Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade is always going to be a great deck. If they don't hit Revolt and they don't hit Shurak, which I don't know why they would now, it's just going to always be, it's going to always have a pop. You're always going to have a free link. And what's also cool about it, too, is that once you build Tri-Brigade, you'll always have it. So if there's in the near to late future, another really powerful Beast Warrior, Winged Beast, or Beast deck or archetype, because that's the thing, like, the reason why Tri-Brigade, like, pure Tri-Brigade is okay, but it's not nearly as good as Zodiac Tri-Brigade when Zodiac still had tried it. And it wasn't nearly as good as Lyris's Tri-Brigade either. Now, some things have gone by the wayside, some things have been hit, but if another great Beast Warrior archetype comes to the fray, you're going to want Tri-Brigade to put with it. Just something to keep in mind, but let me know what you guys think. What cards under $5 are you looking for most? Let me know in those comments down below. Make sure you guys click that like button to show your support for the channel. Subscribe for even more content. Most importantly of all, have a good day.